good timers? It's Andy once again here in the kitchen, and we're going to be doing some keto cooking today. And for those of you who have watched our Miami vlogs, you will know that my favorite sandwich of all time was right in Miami at Havana 1957, and it was indeed a Cuban sandwich. And they certainly do know how to do Cuban sandwiches down there in Florida. Unfortunately, for those of you that know, keto, we don't allow bread in keto. So Cuban sandwiches are kind of a no-go. We cheated all week long there in Florida, but now we're back home, unfortunately, in this cold winter days here in Maine. So how am I going to have a Cuban sandwich? Well, I'm going to make a casserole. That's right, today is Cuban casserole right here in the kitchen with Andy, and we'll see you guys here in just a minute and get started. So in my opinion, guys, casseroles are a great keto meal. It's so easy to make casseroles. They reheat well. You can have them for 3 or 4 days in a row. And quite honestly, all your favorite sandwiches can be pretty much made into a casserole. All your favorite dishes, things like tacos, steak sandwiches, chicken cordon bleu, all can become a casserole, and it tastes great. It's filling, and like I said, reheats well. So that's what we're doing today is a Cuban casserole. Hey, did you notice this new merchandise we got here for Good Times Productions? First we spoon and then we fork. That's one of my favorite mottos here in the kitchen, here at the household. And yeah, you can get this on teespring.com. Alright guys, so you have seen our ingredients now. We have some pulled pork, we got some ham here, some Swiss cheese, some cream cheese, and some pickles. And that is pretty much all this casserole is going to take. So the great thing about a Cuban sandwich is how simple it actually is. It's only about 3 or 4 ingredients. So that's the same for our casserole here. We're going to start by just slicing up all this ham. And I just got this from the local deli. And I'm just slicing it up because it's going to make it a little bit easier to eat when it's actually in that casserole. As you can see today, we've got the mini machete, we'll call it. The bigger knife that I usually use is actually in the dishwasher, because I've used it already here a couple times in the past few days. So yeah, we're just going to cut it up about like that. And that probably is going to be enough for the casserole. We're going to be adding lots of pork to it and lots of cheese sauce. So, all right, and that's it for that. And then the next thing I'm going to cut up, I'm just going to put this right in this paper plate here for now, set it off to the side. Next thing we got to cut up is our pickles. And I'm not really measuring this out, guys. I'm just kind of eyeballing it. So you can use as many or as little pickles and ham as you like. And these pickles right here, let me grab a fork. These are just your basic kosher dill pickles. If you don't want to cut them, just go ahead and buy the pickle chips and you don't have to worry about it. This is just what I happen to have here in the refrigerator today, so I'm just going to use these. But yeah, you can certainly use pickle chips and save yourself the cutting. Alright, so same idea with this. We're just going to do some small slices. And we're going to incorporate that into our casserole. Okay guys, so the next thing we're going to do is grind up our Swiss cheese here. Once again, as you've heard me mention plenty of times in our other vlogs, I've got an entire block of Swiss cheese. I just find that freshly grated cheese tastes so much better than that stuff you get in the prepackaged bags that's already shredded. Also, no carbs in this, guys. Just straight cheese, no additives or anything. So we're going to go ahead and do about 1 cup of Swiss cheese here. We've got our ham cut, our pickles cut, and our cheese shredded. Those are going to be pretty much the 3 main ingredients of this dish, except of course the pulled pork. Now I have actually bought some already made pulled pork, and you can actually smoke your own pork if you like, but this stuff here is great. We actually get this from Sam's Club, and it is smoked for 6 hours over mesquite wood, and there's no barbecue sauce in it, no anything, just the taste of the pork and the smoke flavor. So it is an amazing product, and we use it a lot here in the house. It just makes it a lot easier, especially in the wintertime, and obviously I'm not going to go outside and smoke anything on my smoker. So, but yeah, feel free to smoke your own pork if you like, but this stuff here is going to work great for what we need it to do. Alright guys, so what I'm doing now is I'm making the sauce, and this sauce is only 3 simple ingredients. it's going to be a half a block of cream cheese, so about 4 ounces. And then I used about a half a cup of our heavy cream. And I used my favorite smoky onion mustard from Terrapin Ridge Farms. This stuff is great, that mustard, because it actually has a nice smoky flavor to it, and also some sweetness from the onions. So it's going to be great with this Cuban pork casserole that we're making here. So we're just going to melt all this together to start with. And then we're going to add our pulled pork to it and actually cook our pulled pork in it. And then we're going to add it to the casserole. So yeah, just going to let this melt here for a second. So this is the pulled pork that we're going to be using for our Cuban casserole here today, guys. And I'm just going to cut this open, and we're just going to shred it right into our mustard sauce there that we just made. And it's going to sit for probably about an hour or so and simmer and get all the flavors of that beautiful sauce right there. Okay, we got the pork all in here now. We're just going to give this a quick stir so we can get that marinade mustard sauce here all the way through it. Going to cook this over a medium heat for probably about an hour to break this pork up a little bit and to heat it up. And then we're going to assemble our casserole. Okay, guys, so behind me here, the sauce is done. So it's time to start assembling this. And that sauce there, as you can see, has thickened up quite a bit, and the pork has absorbed a lot of the cream and the mustard that is in there. Plus, a lot of those pork juices and fat has incorporated itself into the sauce too, which is going to add some great flavor to this. So, all right, so we have sprayed a glass casserole pan here, guys, and we're just going to dump this right in. Now, if you want, you can actually bake it all in the same dish, but I actually have a lot of ham and cheese and pickles over there, so I'm not sure it was actually going to fit. So just got to dump it in there instead like that. And I think we just fogged up the camera. All right, hey, that's better. All right, so once we've got that here, let's go ahead and spread that out. Seeing as we got all our juices on one side, so we'll give it a stir so it incorporates itself. You do one of these here. There we go. All right, so there's the pork layer, obviously. So let's next do a little bit of ham here. As you can see, I got all the ingredients right there, looking good. We're just going to sprinkle the ham right on top. All right, we've got more ham too, but first of all, we're going to do a layer of pickles here, I think. You got all the flavors of a great Cuban sandwich right here, guys. All right, so there's our first layer. Before we do anything else, we're going to add a little bit of Swiss cheese here right on top. Can't wait to try this here. All right, and then we're just going to repeat the process. A little more ham. I say a little more, I mean a lot. And a little more cheese. Some more pickles. All right, and we're just going to go ahead. There we go, dump it right on there. Perfect. All right, let's just spread this out here so it's nice and even. All right, and that is it, guys. So now what's left is to put this into a 350-degree oven for probably about 20 minutes or so, just long enough to melt everything and get it nice and bubbly and golden on top. So I will show you the end result here in a few minutes. Oven at 350, and we'll stick it in there and come right back. Alright guys, so while that casserole is cooking, Simona's actually at work, but she'll be home here in about a half an hour, so she'll be surprised what I'm making here. I didn't actually bother to tell her, so we're going to surprise her here, but it has pickles in it, so we know she's going to love it. Also on the side of our casserole tonight, I'm going to do some Brussels sprouts here, and who doesn't love Brussels sprouts, really? If you don't love Brussels sprouts, then you're wrong, because you should. Brussels sprouts are amazing. You can eat them raw, or you can eat them cooked. In this case, we're going to saute them here tonight, but yeah. Always got to have some kind of vegetable on the side of the casserole, unless there's vegetable in the casserole. At least that's what my doctor tells me, and I'm supposed to listen to my doctor, so. Right, so the casserole's actually been in there about a half an hour now, guys. I ended up turning on the broiler for about 5 minutes just to kind of brown up the top a little bit. But it's looking great, so let's go ahead and show you what it looks like. Alright guys, well it's about an hour later right now, and for full disclosure, I have no idea where Pickles is. This may have been the night she actually left me. I don't know. We'll have to keep you posted on that one. If you don't see her in any other vlogs from here on out, then you'll know the answer. But anyway, I'm going to try this myself because I can't wait for her any longer. I am starving. It smells great. The Brussels sprouts are done. The casserole's done. We're going to go ahead and try this. So here we are. We're going to dig into this. Simone does not know what she's missing. Really hot, so give it a second here to cool off. Smells like a Cuban sandwich, so that's a good sign. Yeah, it's very good. Got some very reminiscent flavors in there, guys. I will say that might need a little bit more mustard, so I'm going to throw a little bit of mustard on top of this all. But other than that, it's pretty darn good. So yeah, go ahead and give this a try, guys. If you're on keto, it's going to be a great meal, especially if you do miss sandwiches. I think you're going to love this. So thanks for joining us, guys. And until next time, you have a great time. Or a good time. See ya.